Ellie Chowns.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. You'll know that I always like to start by emphasising where there's common ground and agreement so that we can start off on a positive foot. So I do agree that there is a housing crisis. I do agree that we need to build more homes. We also need to tackle the outrageous inequality in the housing market and the fact that there's nearly 1 million empty homes, as well as 1.5 million ones for which we've got planning permission that as yet are unbuilt. But still, we do need to build more homes. The right home in the right place at the right price, though. And I'm not sure that this bill goes far enough to address those concerns. But more areas of agreement. I agree we need to reform planning. I agree we need a strategic approach. I agree we need to tackle the issues of hope value, community benefit from energy infrastructure, and indeed planning fees. So many areas of agreement. The Minister is smiling, I can see. However, no, I'm not going to stop there, sorry. There are a number of areas of, I would say, missed opportunity, as well as fairly deep concern in relation to the bill in front of us today. Currently, the bill has no content on a range of important planning aspects. You know, it doesn't contain any measures to secure affordable, healthy homes. It doesn't contain measures to ensure that the planning system is fully joined up with our climate and nature obligations. There isn't even a statement of a positive visionary purpose around the purpose of the planning system, so important to provide the framework for what we're doing here. So we do need clarification that development should be sustainable, benefiting future generations as well as meeting today's needs. We need joined-up policy, a new climate and nature duty on all planning authorities to make sure that all policies tackle our Climate Change Act 2008 and our Environment Act 2021 obligations, because planning is crucial for tackling the climate crisis, reducing the environmental impact of new development, solar panels on roofs, high levels of insulation, zero carbon heating, nothing in here, embodied carbon, nothing in here, but also climate adaptation. I find it quite extraordinary, Madam Deputy Speaker, that in 160 pages of bill there is not a single mention of the word flood or flooding. This is so crucial in relation to planning and infrastructure, and we need to ensure that the bill plans also for active and public transport. Let's see a no net new traffic growth test applied to all developments so that we make sure we incentivise the shift to active and public transport. Nature. Again, the bill should include a nature duty. It provides a great opportunity to specify wildlife-friendly design, swift bricks that I've talked about previously, hedgehog highways, green roofs. Let's have a new chapter of the building regulations specifically on biodiversity. But thinking about the environmental delivery plans, while I recognise that these could be useful in some cases, I am a little worried that they may be a bit too much of a blanket approach. What is suitable for newts isn't necessarily suitable for all aspects of wildlife and indeed landscape. And I do have a little bit of a concern that we're effectively basically outsourcing the environmental obligations of developers to Natural England without requiring that sufficient attention is paid to these issues. For example, the removal of site-specific survey requirements means we'll effectively be shooting in the dark when we're specifying what remedies need to be taken. We need to legally guarantee that nature benefits will significantly outweigh any harm. We need to follow the mitigation hierarchy, strengthen protection for irreplaceable habitats, those ancient woodlands and chalk streams that have already been mentioned, and indeed remove the viability test for the nature restoration levy, because otherwise there is a real risk that developers will escape paying for the nature restoration that they should do altogether. We need to ensure accessibility standards and affordability standards